For my mentor text mini lesson, I chose to do it over standard KW1, use a combination of drawing, dictating, and writing to compose opinion pieces in which they tell a reader the topic or the name of a book they are writing about and state an opinion or preference about the topic or book. So I chose to do this over the book Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus by Mo Willems. My objective and introduction. My I can statement is I can draw and write my opinion about the book Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. So for my introduction, good morning class. Today we are going to read the story Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. Have any of you read this story before? As we read this story, we are going to form an opinion of whether we believe the pigeon should be able to drive the bus. We are going to draw out our opinions as well as put words to them. So after I do the introduction, then I will do the modeling segment of my mini lesson. So we are going to start by reading through the story to get a good idea of what the pigeon is trying to do throughout the story. So then I would read through the story and I would start asking the children questions about the story. So the pigeon tries to convince the readers to let him drive the bus by using a ton of tactics. He makes compromises and promises. He acts sad. He suggests playing games. He gets angry, and he even makes bribes. So the central question around that is how strong of these reasons is the pigeon going to get until he can finally drive the bus. So I would ask the children that. I would bring up all of these things as I'm reading them and make sure that I hint these things to help form their opinion for the in question, whether they believe the pigeon should be allowed to drive the bus or not. After I finish the reading, I will go to the whiteboard and explain what an opinion is to the class because a lot of them probably won't know what that is. So I'll just clarify it, explain that it's what you think and you believe. So it's just what your ideas are, it's what you believe. Some people can agree with you, some people don't have to agree with you. And then I'll start to formulate my opinion about the story. So I'll start talking out loud, saying this is why I believe the pigeon should drive the bus and why he shouldn't drive the bus. So then I'll just start talking about both sides, and then after I've formulated it, I'll share different key details from the story with the class that can help me decide my opinion. And then after I share my opinion, I'll begin to draw it on the board. So I'll share to the class and be like, class, I decided that I do not believe the bus driver should allow the pigeon to drive the bus. 1, because he's a pigeon, and 2, he probably doesn't have very much experience driving a bus, and we should only let bus drivers drive the bus. So then I would begin to draw my opinion, and that could be anything regarding not letting the pigeon drive the bus. So whether it's a picture of a pigeon with an X through it, picture of a school bus and a pigeon with an X through it, something like that, making it look like I don't want the pigeon to drive the bus. Then after I finish my picture, I will begin to put it into words and form my opinion about the story, and I don't want the pigeon to drive the bus in word format. So after I do the modeling section, I will move on to the student practice and tell the children, so now that we've all seen my opinion of the story and how I think the story should end, it is your turn to form your own opinions. Please get together with a partner and begin to share different points of the story that will help you form your opinion if you would allow the pigeon to drive the bus or not. After you have finished sharing, please give me a thumbs up so I know you are ready to move on. So now I would just have the children move into smaller groups with a partner, have them talk about different facts that were presented in the book, different reasons why or why not they would let the pigeon drive the bus, and then while they're doing that, I'll just walk around the classroom and answer any questions that they may have. And then for the closing, once everyone has their thumbs up, I'll bring them back together as a group and then just close the lesson. It sounds like you all had wonderful conversations regarding if you would allow the pigeon to drive the bus or not. Now, I want you to return to your desk and put those conversations to paper. First, I want you to draw your opinion, and then I want you to put it into words. Please let me know if you have any questions. So now for the closing part and for them to break out into a different part of the workshop, I would have them go and do the modeling part of it that I didn't do in the student practice. So when I did the modeling, we talked about it. I drew and then I wrote. We already talked about it, and now they're going to draw and write. So that's what they would do for the rest of it to form the rest of their opinion. So that's what my mini lesson is over Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus and forming opinions.